Alright, here's my daily update. So I've populated my character fresh. I deleted it and started back over, so I now have 0 XP, full energy for the day, and this is my full HP to start. Um, so there, see, that's me. Um, this screen is the main map area. It will obviously be much, much different when the game actually launches. Most of this stuff is just put here for ease of work. So if I hit one of these battles, it will shoot me into my battle screen. If I accept the quest, it will just accept the quest. These will all be like story-based things eventually. Um, so I'll just go here first. This is the character screen. Uh, since I am the character in this screen, I can look at my inventory, which is obviously empty because I just started over. I can equip any NFTs that I may have. So if I own a weapon, I can equip it here. It will show up. These are all the NFTs that would be in my wallet, which is why they have popped up here. If I do not own the NFT, it would not show up. Same with the shields I put in here. As you equip things, these stats automatically update. And then here are all the players I've made. Frog is my daughter's character. Tester is my other test profile. So if I click test, as you see, these are equipped, which updates all the stats down here. This character, I believe, is also level 2. So they also got a stat update, which I'll show later. So if I go back to me, now it goes back to the things that you can actually equip. So I'll equip for speed of battle. I'll equip these to pump up my attack stats. Is a damage stat, which is not being shown right now, but the dagger's pretty good at it. Something that I've added and plan to do for pretty much everything in here too is a hover text over it. So just to add a little bit of flavor. So as you see, I have no inventory. I have no ongoing or completed quests at this point because I just started. So I'll go back home. So for here, I could jump into a battle, which I suppose I'll do. So this is like the standard stock enemy. There's a fairly large percent chance you'll fight one of these when you click on Battle 1. It will have its own little pop-up text, and it's also the easiest battle at this point. So I click attack, it runs through the battle. I have killed it in one hit because my dagger is quite strong. Um, so every single weapon has its own flavor text. So you'll see here, sneak up and stab it. That's because I'm holding the dagger. And then the little guy, burgling, that is its thing. So I didn't actually get hurt that time. That's great. Now, as you can see down here, there's a number that pops up. This is also for testing purposes, but what this means is this is my item drop chance. If this is above a 50, it will drop an item, but only if I have the quest equipped. So of course I have no quest at the moment. So I'll try that again and we'll see if I can. Yeah, so here I've gotten the 83, which is above 50, but no item drop. That's because I don't actually have the quest. Now, something else you'll notice before I do accept a quest, if you look up here, my HP has gone down. I got hit. I've gotten 3 experience from fighting the Burglins, and then my energy now is at 3. Every time you would start a battle at this point, it's going to cost 1 energy, and it will be fairly obvious in the text how much energy it would cost to actually do an action. There will be actions that will be free. There will be actions that cost energy. So far, the main kind of roadblock to the game is that things cost energy, and you'll need to wait until they're refilled. So let's say I burn through all my energy, I can go take a long rest, which will refill my energy and my HP, and apparently take me down an experience, which I'll have to figure out what just happened there, because that will not be the case. But as you can see now, I have an 11-hour cooldown now. It's actually 12 hours, but it won't show the 59 minutes. So I can click all this all I want, but it's not going to do anything. So that's how the energy system is going to work. For testing purposes, I have a cheater here that I can also do. So now I'll come over here, accept my quest 1. So now you'll see a little pop-up here, pops up, get some wood. That's the first quest. So I can click it. It'll show the flavor text, the actual quest again, and then what I'm looking for. So 0 out of 5 wood I've gained, and most of the stuff is just me testing out stuff. And it obviously, like, the first quest may not be this, but this is just my tester. Um, so I can also accept quest number 2. I won't do that yet just because it's not actually filled out correctly, but I'll jump into here before we do anything. So now if I go into my inventory, you'll see wood pops up. I don't actually own any, but I've now, gotten the quest item populated so that I can see it. And then also down here will show my ongoing quest um, if I click on it. So I will go back home again, and we'll see if we can get some wood. So there's 2 enemies that give wood right now. It's the Berglin, which I'll see if I actually get it. I did. I was above a 50, so I got wood. Now the dice roll you see here, there's a lot of other dice rolls that are not being shown, and it's not just like a 1 out of 100 chance. There's a lot of stats being inputted here. So when I attack, for instance, my dagger has a melee attack value, which is being populated against the Berglin's melee defense value. If I was holding a bow, it would take my ranged attack versus its ranged defense. Um, so it is a little bit more complex than just like a 1 out of 100 roll there. There's a lot of different calculations going on in the back end, which is a lot of fun. So even if, let's say, you're kitted out like crazy, you're some like I don't know, like warrior build, and you're like kitted out with all this melee garb, um, but you go against some like magical ghost that has like awesome melee defense because it's a ghost, but it's rubbish against magic. You could go in, equip your worse magic gear, but it will be better against that monster. So there's going to be some different, builds that work better in different places, um, which down the line is going to be really helpful and fun, hopefully. Um, so now I got my wood right. So I can show here, I've got my 1 out of 5 wood. That's great. I can go back here too. Shows up in my inventory. Also great. Most of this stuff is like well, obviously it does that, but it's so great that it's working correctly because it's taken a lot of work to get to this point. So now before I get all of my wood, I'll accept quest number 2. So now you'll see I have another quest here. So this area over here is for pinned quests. Um, all of the quests can be done like at the same time. It essentially activates the quest, but if you can see one of them a lot more easily over here, and it just kind of gives you a reminder of what you should be trying to do. Um, so I have not, I would go show you in the item screen catch up, but I haven't actually inputted that because that good red stuff is probably not going to be a quest in the game. I'm just testing. So I'll come back here again. So now we finally get our hot dog goblin. I believe it's about a 60% chance that you will fight a Berglin, about a 32% chance of a hot dog goblin, and then there's an 8% chance of the Berglin trio. I think a Berglin posse. So that's the odds going, and each one is a little bit more difficult. But now the hot dog goblin has a much higher chance of dropping the quest item wood, which is what we're going for. So hopefully you'll see like there could be a potential of over 100 here because of the modifiers. But you could also be not that. So 76, we got wood. Now we got our wood, which is great. We also leveled up. So now we're level 2, which is weird because that's supposed to be, I believe, either 10 or 20 XP, which means my XP modifier here isn't showing correctly, which is something I'll need to check. So now I go here, click my level up. Now on our stat screen, we have a chance to upgrade one of our stats. So we've got melee attack. Melee attack is going to be the check against whether or not you hit. So not damage, but like whether or not you hit or miss. Range attack, same, but for range damage. Magic, same, but for magic. Physical defense is your defense against their physical attacks, and magic defense is against their magic defense. The thing that I have differently against monsters right now is monsters don't have melee or ranged. They just have physical or magical damage. They're either physical or magical. So your defense is either physical or magical. There's no ranged or melee level modifiers for the monsters. Now, all this stuff on the bottom is made up a little bit differently. Con is going to eventually affect your health. I have not figured out how I want that to work yet. Strength, I would like to do the same kind of thing with some possible damage modifiers. I may actually not though, because strength, dex, and int for dexterity and intelligence are going to be modifiers for whether or not you can equip a weapon. So let's say you go to the marketplace and give, I don't know, you purchase a crazy pants weapon for your level 1 character. It's going to have a requirement that says, you can only equip this weapon if you have 7 strength or something like that. So you may not actually be able to use the weapon right away as a level 1 if you're not actually strong enough to utilize it. Um, and the thing that makes me a little bit more excited about using that sort of an implementation too is that builds are going to become dependent on your stat uh, allocations when you level up. So like there is a possibility, let's say you start pumping your dexterity, you may end up with like this character who can equip this like crazy awesome ranger gear, like this awesome bow and this like great cloak and all this stuff. And then another character might start, putting into strength and like maybe a little bit of intelligence, and then you've got a Paladin build going there. So there's some different classes that I'm going to implement as well. And I would like to, I haven't done any of this yet, but in the future, I'm going to be putting in some actual classes that can be obtained through certain different builds of these 5 stats, right? So like, let's say you get 3 intelligence and 3 strength, and you get like rookie cleric or something, I don't know, class, and you can equip it and it gives you like a plus or something. And then let's say you pump your dexterity and your con up and you have like beefy ranger is like a class that just pops up or something. And I don't want to be like too specific on that stuff, but I'd like it to be hidden, um, and things that could be discovered. So if want to pump it all into con and put your Beaufury build together, you could, maybe pull something out there. And then charisma is also another stat. It's kind of the same thing. So you could have some possibly medic style cleric things with charisma and intelligence, or charisma could also be like a smooth talking, something sort of built. So I have some things there. Luck is a completely separate stat from basically everything, and it's going to be fairly rare. I only have one NFT from my like beta Algo Patties RPG, which we've been running for months, and it's the tattoo. Um, and there may actually be one other, but I'd have to check, like a companion. But the luck skill is going to be helping you with your drop chances. So let's say you have like a 1 in 100 chance of dropping this rare item. Luck would bump it up. Let's say you have 1 luck, then it would be a 2 out of 100 chance, which can actually be fairly powerful if you're looking at it like that. But yeah, I want luck to be either real important depending on the situation, or like does not a big deal. So it's just kind of one of those things. And I also would like to also going to be in the future, but some like a luck chance that rolls like, let's say, pretend like 1 out of 1,000 you'll hit a luck thing, and it'll like the monster trips and dies or something, and you're like lucky, I don't know, we'll see. um I love luck as a concept in video games. It's always been fun for me. So now I've got my quest, right? I'll go home. um, I'll try Battle It again. I'll go to Battle Screen 3. The only difference with the Battle Screen, I'll actually do 2 because I haven't hit my 3rd one yet. Um, so I'll keep fighting here and see if I can get wood. Now, like I said, I'm kind of shooting right now for the 8% chance of getting the other monster so I can show you. Oh, so here's kind of a good thing to talk through too quick. You can die and win. I call it essentially like a tie, except you do get the experience and the loot drop and all that stuff with it, so it works out good. But now I can't actually do anything at this point. So now I'm too weak to fight. I have 0 HP and 0 energy, so like a double kick in the gut. And actually, at this point, your long rest is done. So this would be the point where you can either like go around and do some non-energy things, or like jump in the marketplace. That's the old one. I haven't actually gotten the new one up and running yet. Um, or you can potentially jump into the marketplace and like get a consumable that helps you get energy back. Now playing the game, there will be ways to get either like the patties, algo patty cryptocurrency, or gold will be another drop that will be scattered throughout. Gold will be an important one for actually getting the NFTs. So like here's my luck one, right? But I don't want to make the NFTs purchasable by money, right? So like I want it to be, at least for the most part, I want it to be a not pay to win system where you can get everything just by playing. It's just going to take time. So now time is a resource for me specifically as someone developing this thing, to where I'm going to need to gate it a little bit anyways, because I want to be able to build content. Um, so I don't want to launch this thing and then have somebody like, even if they paid for it, like I don't want you to be through this game and done with all the content in like, 2 days because you just like screamed through it. That's not my goal here. So this will be like kind of a nice pick up and play thing. It'll work well on mobile because I'm like working on that as I go to make sure everything is clean and like works well. Um, so I want it to be something that like, yeah, let's say you want to pay 100 algo patties to buy an energy drink that like fills up 1 energy. That will be a possibility potentially. But algo patties could be something that you earn while playing the game as well. So it's going to be kind of a rotating system. But I also want to make sure that consumables aren't too powerful. So like let's say you can buy an energy drink that refills energy. Um, I'm going to make that also gated, that like you can only drink one every 4 hours or something, so that you can't like just keep pounding energy drinks and like just keep playing the game. I want to make it so that it's something that you're gonna like, it will take time to get through, and it will like have, like have reasons to come back. There will be things like daily quests or like daily things that you can only do once a day. Maybe a certain quest line or like a certain area you can only go through once a week, and like certain battles pop up, or like there's like tons of possibilities for there. Um, but I do want to make sure that I would rather have, tons of people playing it for free than a couple of people playing it for paid, right? Like I want people to be able to experience this, which is, because I want it to be fun, essentially, because it's the game that I wanted to have for cryptocurrency that I have not seen yet. Like get an equipment, use it for a while, get a better one, go sell the equipment to somebody else that could use it and like get something out of it. That would be sweet. That's what I want, right? So like all that stuff you get in like other video games that you like spend money on and then you can't do anything with it afterwards. I think that's kind of nonsense. So you should always be able to do something with something. So now I'm not too weak because I am the master of this universe. So I will click this button and get all my stuff back. Now my XP is all over the place. I have to check that. Check that. All right, so I'll keep going here. I have not found my Holy Grail enemy yet. Gotta put the 8% chance, cheating a little bit on my way. I wonder if I've clicked it enough times to where I'm getting screwed out of my 8%. Ah, there it is. So, Brooklyn Posse. It's got its own little pop-up because that's fun for me. So, attack, attack, attack. Now, the Berglund actually, the Posse has a different drop than the other ones do. So, at this point, I would have gotten, I think it's Berglund meat or something like that. But since I don't have a quest that's actually connected to that, I don't actually get the drop because otherwise it wouldn't make sense because these items are purely just for quests. Now there will be items and drops and things that don't have to do with quests. So let's say you gained 6 XP, you found 4 algo patties on the ground. That can be a thing too. That's not necessarily connected to quests. It just is a way to utilize energy to get the crypto. So click that. Um, so now I'm going to go to my screen 3, see if I can get my other enemy, which is also an 8% chance. So now I'm at 4 of 5 wood. So once we get 5 wood here, which we might actually do this time, I've got a pretty good chance with the old. Nope, I didn't. Okay, so here's my last one, Fork Bros. I did not spend very much time on Fork Bandits. It was just for testing purposes that I built it. Um, so these also, I think they give away like a fork. So I did, yeah, even though I got my 50%, I did not get wood, which is lame. So let's see. All right, so I got my wood, right? My last wood, 5 of 5. This little thing down here says quest complete. That's not a real thing in the game. I just wanted a way to like make sure I could ping that I completed a quest once it got completed. So now at this point, I got my little indicator up here that I can turn my quest in. So let's say you'll go back to your quest giver. You'll say like hand in the wood to Genevieve, and then you will click your thing. The quest goes away. It is now completed. You would get your rewards, whatever it is, probably gold in this case, um, and that's it. You come over here, completed quests. I now have that under completed. This one is still not completed because it's still ongoing, my catch-up quest. Um, and there you go. Now, the only other thing I think I haven't shown is I didn't even realize that I hadn't done it yet, except for this is a +1. I have not actually done my spend here. So Snare C is pretty smooth chalker, so I'll go Charisma. Um, and there you go. Got my Charisma, and now my stats are now updated. I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able, or if I want to allow, like let's say you're level 30 and you like hate your build. I don't know if I'll, what I'm going to do to implement a change that you could potentially go back and like rekey your build. I'm not that far yet into it. But as you can see through this point, I now have my 0 wood because I've turned my wood in. Um, as you can see, I have a lot of the background mechanical stuff done, except apparently experience is wonky. Um, but that's kind of what I've got going here. Thankfully, through drop chain, which is going to be the thing that I use to actually do this stuff. Thankfully, that stuff didn't load. I probably have some stuff in there. Um, uh, it should be to play this game should be as easy as having a Gmail address and then clicking a sign in with drop chain button, which I can actually kind of show what that's going to look like here. Here's your back end. Um, so if I go back to my home screen here, um, this is my, I'm logged in. Oh, here we go, log out. Okay, so it'll be as easy. This is my fake sign in right now. This will not be a thing in the future. So you'll click sign in with Dropchain. It will take you to the Dropchain website, which you will connect here by signing in. And then essentially as you're playing, all of your login or all of your wallet information, all of that stuff will be connected automatically as you're playing. So if you do, get an NFT, it'll either just automatically update or I'll have to implement some kind of an update or parse wallet button or something. I will be able to get it to parse automatically. And then it will update those numbers and you'll be able to equip your NFTs. Um, and it's going to be the same with getting rewards and for hopefully eventually selling your NFTs on the Algopetties marketplace, which is something I'll be building as well. Um, there's a lot of things in the pipeline that I have at least here. So I will keep working. That is essentially where I'm at this point. also a lot of the ideas of what I have going. Um, yeah, hit me up with any questions if you have any. That is where we are at right